The main character named Jiwei was a genius of the modern world. All the awards of the sports and scientific Olympiads belonged to the smart young man. The main character was handsome and flawless, so he enjoyed the attention of beautiful and respected girls. During the next performance in front of the audience, the guy said that he was tired of winning meaningless Olympiads. Jiwei started insulting his fans, and after that the public started hating him. At this moment, suddenly, the main character received a notification that informed him that he had offended all the people in the world. After that, the system activated forced teleportation and moved the young man to another world in which no one knows him. About a month later, the participants of the first-class clan of the Lan Ran Valley took the main character into their ranks and decided to educate him according to their own rules. Unfortunately, Jiwei could not cope with the loads, and soon the young guy began to humiliate his peers. The main character remembers the day when he got into this world. Together with him was his personal system, which should help the young man achieve success. At that moment, the system began to read the characteristics of the guy and found that he is an ordinary person without great abilities. At that moment, a voice from the sky reported that the complexity of the development of the host system is increasing and Jiwei is losing most of his abilities. When the system realized what it was facing, it becomes confused when it realized that it would be difficult for the main character to raise his level. The young man begins to despair, but the system claims that there is a way out. The magical creature tells that the main character is able to summon a random chosen one of the female sky, with which the guy will be able to raise his level. Jiwei calls the chosen one's card and a young girl who owns water magic named Yao falls out to him. The system claims that after completing the task, the girl will belong to the main character and the guy will be able to do with her what he wants. A month after Yao's summoning, the main character realized that the girl was a real psychological monster. She humiliated the young man in every possible way and offended him. It turns out that Jiwei's task is to achieve the complete despair of the chosen one, whom he called. Yao once again forces the young man to wash her clothes, but at this moment the guy becomes enraged and starts shouting at the girl. The chosen one wants to attack the main character, but he uses a special invention that blocks spiritual forces, and this makes Yao stop. Jiwei begins to mock the girl and offers her to fight in a fair fight in 1 month. The chosen one agrees to the conditions of the main character and the couple begins to train for the upcoming fight. The guy comes up with a plan. It turns out that Jiwei managed to raise Yao's despair level by 20%, which means that the main character will be able to summon 2 more cards. Unfortunately, the young man got the usual useless grass, but from another card he found the opportunity to transfer to his chosen one a strong skill that will allow him to become stronger. Unfortunately, the main character failed to get a new chosen one, so he decides to save a lot of money to buy magic stones that will help the main character defeat Yao. In search of earnings, the young man decides to collect rare herbs in order to sell them profitably. While searching for expensive plants, Jiwei meets a beautiful woman named Lan. The girl was very strong and rich. She listened to the story of the main character and decided to give him a very expensive plant that can heal wounds. After a few days, Jiwei manages to propagate the grass, with the help of his knowledge in biology. Lan admired the young man's mental abilities and decided to buy all the plants from him. The girl paid with precious magic stones. Suddenly, the protagonist's personal system informs Jiwei that Yao is in danger. At first, the guy does not want to help the impudent hooligan, but when he realizes that he may lose such a beautiful girl, he decides to help her. As a result, the main character manages to save a young girl. Yao summons a magical goat and with the help of it, the couple hides from the predatory beast that attacked the chosen one. Jiwei begins to insult and humiliate the girl in every possible way. This is what contributes to increasing the level of despair of Yao. Suddenly, the couple stumbles upon the legendary immortal deer. It was this magical creature that the girl was looking for. Yao tries to tame a wise animal, but unfortunately, the chosen one does not succeed. Suddenly, the main character managed to tame an immortal deer. The girl flew into a rage, but tried to manipulate the young man. The guy did not take it seriously. It turns out that the main character used special hormones that affected the deer and now he implicitly obeys the orders of the guy. After a while, the young man gets the horns of an immortal being. A few months later, finally, the main character begins a battle with Yao. In the end, Jiwei defeats the girl and her level of despair reaches its maximum. The young man is very happy about this and receives 5 random calls as a reward. In one of them, the guy gets a new chosen one of heaven named Lingju. Before summoning a new girl, Jiwei decides to go to Yao to give her an immortal deer and gain her trust to use the girl's powerful powers at any time. After a while, the main character finds Lingju in the vastness of the Baichao Valley. The guy protected the girl from the attack of the Baichao clan squad. It turns out that the guys stole medicinal herbs at the local market and tried to accuse a young girl of kidnapping, but Chiwei revealed the intent of the members of an influential clan. As a result, the main character was able to find information about why Lingju treats the Baichao clan badly. It turns out that their foreman named Su mercilessly killed the girl's parents. After a while, the main character meets Lingju and gives her valuable herbs. It turns out that Jiwei stole a precious plant from Yao. The girl learns about this from the immortal deer, and at that moment, the chosen one decides to meet and teach the main character a lesson. Lingju tells about what happened at the market. It turns out that the girl has a magical power that can instantly grow plants of any kind. During the conversation, the protagonist learns that more than 100 years ago, a very strong warrior appeared on the planet who was able to kill gods and demons. At that moment, the sworn enemies decided to join the alliance and defeat the god of war. In the end, they managed to do it. Rumor has it that the god of war has lost his spiritual powers and has become a small child. After a frank conversation, finally, the main character gets the characteristics of Lingju. The system again sends a notification that the main character and the girl need to come to a 1,000-year-old tree so that the life energy does not run out in the forest in which medicinal herbs grow. The couple goes to the pond of the exiled immortals. According to the system, that's where the millennial tree is hidden. On the way to an important place, the guy flirts with Lingju and he manages to advance their relationship to level 4 out of 5. Finally, the couple finds a spiritual tree and begin to study it. At this moment, Yao appears along with the immortal deer. The guy realizes that the deer betrayed him. Suddenly, an evil girl attacks the main character and Lingju and Jiwei have to run away. The couple gets inside a 1,000-year-old tree and the girl begins to hear the call from the depth of the trunk. The main characters begin to descend, but suddenly, the vine breaks off and the guys fly down. Yao also gets inside the tree and is perplexed when he discovers that he is flying down. At this moment, Jiwei uses his ability and controls Yao's magical abilities. Eventually, the guys hid in a water balloon and continued to fall deep into the tree. When they landed, the main characters found a spirit embryo. Lingju seemed to be possessed by another person and, despite the young man's requests, she went to the child. The guy tried to stop the girl, but he was prevented by Foreman Su, who suddenly appeared. At this moment, the villain attacks the main characters. Chiwei activates Wu Lingju's strongest skill. At this moment, the girl's body acquires an adult body shape and she becomes very strong. She grabs Su and wants to kill her, but the main character stops her. The guy claims that they need a man to clear the name of Lingju's mother. The main character managed to capture the villain and bring him to the elders of the Baichao clan. Do you want the second part? Put a like and write in the comments. Love you.